So here's the lowdown on what happened with me and Matt. Matt was brought on. I saw Matt's channel and started watching things that he was doing, and I liked what the kid had to say. He was a smart kid. And I met him one day, and I found that he and I could talk for hours about things. So I made an offer to him to join the channel, join Gunnison Undercover, and he agreed to do it for a period of 6 months, if I recall right. And primarily what I was doing, and it really came into play when the Wildwood debacle happened, where that girl down there got smacked upside her head and body slammed, where I would report on the story, and Matt would give his legal brain analysis of what it was. And it worked out pretty good. I liked it. It was an added flavor to the channel. And then we took it the next step higher, which was the live stream. And the live stream was really, you know, I noticed it was starting to take off. Little by little, we were starting to get more viewers on there. The channel was picking up more subscribers. And it was becoming more localized. But there was people all around the world who were interested in what I had to say and what Matt had to say. And I was interested in what Matt had to say. Because, interestingly enough, Matt had the legal mind, but I had this like layman mind, which, you know, kind of like saw the same things he did, but in a more simplified way. I didn't, you know, I was sort of like the Reader's Digest version, where he was the Britannica Encyclopedia version of what was going on. And that's what we did. And, you know, one of the problems that came along the way was we allowed ourselves to get distracted with the, you know, our favorite citizen journalists out gathering content for a story. We allowed ourselves to get involved in that. And I can just tell you at the time, it just irritated me and it irritated him that we knew that that person was full of crap. And we went on what's the word? A mission to expose it. And in the course of that mission to expose it, we took a big hit. I took a big hit. And ultimately, it brought the channel down. First, it brought the live stream down with you know, I'm broadcasting her, she's broadcasting me, and then she files complaints, and I get hit with a strike, and, you know, you only can take it 3 times before they take you down. So that's what happened. So that was like the first thing that was imploding. And one of the other things I wanted to do is I had met Dee Stark, and Dee Stark was somebody that caught my attention. I didn't know a whole lot about her. I just knew that she was commenting on things that I was doing, and even Matt brought her up to me and asked me what was going on with me and her, and I said, I don't even know the chick, you know. So I started looking into it and watching some of her videos and stuff, and she only lived up the road from me about 2 miles, and you know, and I suggested to Matt, you know, Matt, I'd like to bring her on board. I think it'd be pretty cool to have her, you, me, and her, and we just kind of do a roundtable thing and live stream from Tim Hortons, and that really was the master plan. The master plan was that I would have this roundtable talk show every Saturday night, broadcasting live from Tim Hortons, and anybody want to come down and watch or maybe join in was welcome to do it. And I can tell you this, that while me and Matt did our live broadcast, there were some people that came down, and I really was, you know, flattered and taken by surprise that there was people watching locally that wanted to come down and see who I was and see who Matt was and just say, hey, you know, we like what you do. It was very flattering. It really, you know, strokes the ego. It lets you know that what you're doing is being recognized, and, you know, you're doing some, you've got a fan base. That validates what you do. That's what I'm trying to say. So now we move on to, like, just to get off track with Matt and me, we had Dee Starks, and Dee Starks was somebody I wanted to bring in. I was really digging Dee Starks, her brain. I still do to this day. She entertains me to no end. But her circumstances was not allowing, you know, her circumstance was not allowing her to get around. She was unable to drive due to financial and health reasons. She can't drive. So that was a little bit of a problem. And plus she was working on the hours that we were going to live stream. And so it just everything turned into a big logistics problem, because at this point, Matt had taken on a job, South Jersey, and it was a problem for him to get back and forth, and it really kind of was just falling apart. And then the final thing was, I noticed that Matt had other things that he wanted to do, and I know Matt wanted to involve me into it, and it wasn't something that I personally wanted to do. It wasn't my area of operation, and I encouraged Matt numerous times, Matt, go do the video. You need a video camera, I'll give you a video camera. You need the software, I'll give you the software. Go out, record, put the story together. You're starting to get a fan base on your channel. People from my channel have crossed over to watch you. Start putting these videos together, and I don't know what happened. Some people have a creative mind, some people have an analytical mind, academic mind. I tend to have a creative mind more than an academic mind, and I think Matt has more of an academic mind and less of a creative mind. So people like Matt inspire me, and I inspire Matt. But when it comes down to packaging the thing together, I felt maybe Matt needed help, or I really personally, I just think, Matt, I think you just felt you didn't have the confidence to go out and do it. And I knew that you could do it because you're a smart guy. So, I encouraged him numerous times, put these videos together, man. Put it on your channel, I'll mirror it on mine, and you'll build up a thing. You'll have your own little identity, so that way you won't be under my shadows or outshadowing me, or whatever the case is going to be. And it just didn't seem to happen. And finally we had a conversation one night. I got messaged by him, and he wanted to do something related to a job he had, but it was just too far away. It was in another county. It's like 2 or 3 counties away from me. It was just too far away. I had my handfuls here in Monmouth County, and I guess he got mad, and he stopped talking to me, and he blocked me on Messenger, and that's where we left off. So all this time that we spent together, from April till whatever it was, October, November, I don't know. I don't know what it accounted for. We did some great work together, and I thought there was some great work that was lying down in the future. It's just, I don't know. Some people have a way of just turning off relationships with people, and I don't mean lovey-dovey relationship, because I don't have that with him or any man for that fact. Okay, but we had a creative relationship and a common goal, and he decided to sever it without a goodbye or an FU or anything, and that's where we left off. And now he's put this video up, and hopefully he's going to do his thing with New Jersey Wander. I think that's right up his alley, to go help NJ Wander when he goes down to the town halls and they start jerking around, that Matt can use his legal brain to help circumvent it. That's really, Matt, you really are the man for the job with New Jersey Wander. But I would caution you, don't try to steer him towards running for council or anything like that. Help him on the mission that he's on. That's your strong point. Take your skills and help him. You're like the coach. You're not the player, you're the coach. The coach shows the player how to hone his techniques. And that's where we're at with Matt. Matt just abruptly cut me off, and oh well. Life goes on. I have New Jersey Exposed, and we're going to develop this channel. If Gunnison Undercover doesn't come back up, which I don't think it's going to come back up, but who knows. And as far as Dee Stark, she's still my friend. She's, she's a funny chick. And I like what she has to say. She entertains me. And it turns out that we've become more friends than we've become creative minds together. I find her to be a character. And I know when I find characters, I know how to exploit them in a good way. And Dee and I have had that discussion about that. So, all right, well, that's really all I had to say tonight. Go over to Matt Tim's channel, see what he has to say. Dee Stark, she's still out there, Denise Stark channel, and of course, I'm New Jersey Exposed, also known as Gunnison Undercover. Till next time, people.